All right, hello everybody. Real quick phone review. I'm going to show you some of the shots that I've taken with this phone, and then I'll go into what it is that I like about this S21 Ultra that I'm filming on right now in selfie mode. But I'm hoping that the stabilization is awesome. That's one of the things that I really want to enjoy this phone for. I hope the stabilization, just like say on the GoPro, is good. And why not? This thing's got some power, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, enjoy these clips. All right, so this is super steady on. Let's just see what it looks like. I'm really shaking the phone a lot right now. Back and forth, left and right, about 6 inches. So what I'm realizing with this phone is that it is only going to 20x zoom while video. It's the pictures that will 100x zoom. So yeah, that is 20x. Let's go 10x. That's 3. 10, 4, 2, 1.6. All right, so that makes sense. It's a shame that you can't zoom in and super steady, but hey, that's actually what the GoPro is, and it's probably a lot of processing in order to be able to do that. So good morning everybody. You're looking to buy an S21 Ultra. That's what this phone is recording on. Or maybe you're just looking for a new phone. Maybe you're looking to upgrade, to step up your filming ability. And before you guys get distracted about the bed in the back of the van, and no, I'm not down by the river. It's a trundle bed for a house for extra guests this summer. We just moved into it in the fall. We're buying furniture and furniture and furniture. So family reunion at our house. And that's 2 beds with a trundle bed, you know what I mean, after you pull one out from down below. All right, so one thing for sure is I'm gonna pause this. So without stopping the video and having to put it back together, I was able to switch the camera, get something in shot, and then hit record. I'm going to do the same thing except in reverse. Pause. I switched the camera angle, and then I started recording again. So that's one of the things I've always said on phones. Hey, why can't you do that? And this phone can do it. I don't know what other models can. I'm not some sort of phone expert. This is the phone I have. Last time I upgraded phones, last phone I had is the S9 Plus. So now it's the S21 Plus. I don't know how many phones are in between that. Pause. Red light. All right, so a couple of features that I would like is one where I can say, okay, erase the last 10 seconds, and then you can see to where it plays, play the last 5 seconds before that, and that way you can say, okay, I left off at this point, continue talking. You know, it would make people doing videos that much easier. One thing else that I would like as a feature on a phone is to take a video and say add on to it. You know what I mean? Just that's the feature. Add on to it. So this is another lovely day in Syracuse, New York. What I have for you is a bunch of footage that I've taken from different angles for you to be able to see. I just want to show you some of the camera, show you some of the cool things. One of them you guys can use as a backdrop. It's really cool to see the snow, and particularly with this snow, the way it was falling out my window, and I zoomed off into the distance, so you get that really 3D effect of the snow falling fast towards you and then slow far away. And it almost, because graphics are so good these days, that it can imitate real life, and you're like, wow, that's so real. It almost looks fake. So it's cool stuff. So yeah, features on this phone. And let me go ahead and remind you of the con, which we may hit here soon, along with my arm getting tired. Usually I have this mounted on my rear view via a little magnetic ball. Is this on selfie mode? I've seen it once, twice before. The screen starts flickering. You can see it on my past video where I'm looking at it and I'm wondering, okay, I'm seeing my screen with these flickerings in it. I wonder if it's in the actual recording, and certainly it was. All right, my arm's tired. I'm gonna press pause. All right, at a red light, I'm thinking about some of the features this phone has. They'll give you some of the specs. I ordered it from T-Mobile. I said, give me basically the best phone you got. And they said, this is 512 gigabytes. Obviously, it's SSD. And they said the highest that, here's one with 12. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure there was one with 16 gigabytes out there. There was a choice of RAM for the 512 gigabyte storage model. So she looks it up and she's like, oh yeah, but you can't get the 16 from the store. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm sure 12 will be good enough. But anyway, they still had to mail it to me, and it came to me. It turns out it's the model with the 16 gigabytes of RAM. So hey, bonus right there. Is this comparable to a computer? You know, did I spend the sort of money that I could have just bought a laptop? Yes. Does it perform as fast as a computer? Yes. By the time you take into account the amount of RAM alone, 16 gigs, 12 gigs, I mean, that will rival a desktop, a laptop. 512 gigabytes SSD, that rivals a laptop. And the performance for going through video, playing it quickly at high definition, the cutting the video together in the video editor, it's very nice to be able to go through it. I mean, a lot of computers will just straight up lag on you. You'll have a hard time doing stuff like that. Whereas this was fine. It did take a while. Once it is that I said, you know, save the video, but it was 18-minute video and all sorts of, you know, different shots strung together that it was combining. So it's pretty good for that. I'm about to get on the highway and make a turn in the snow, so I'm gonna press pause. Ah! Just kidding. Made it fine. So yeah, I'll show you a little. This has a zoom on it that is pretty intense, which it does also remind me I pressed pause and then zoomed out and then restarted it because it was too much concentration merging with traffic and all at the same time and trying to keep that car in shot. The thing I'm saying is, what it reminds me of is the far zoom and sort of movement. This camera has stabilization on it. So this is essentially, you know, for my RC hobby, to fly airplanes and record myself along with some of my buddies that'll be flying, record their planes. I've recorded jets on my last phone, and I really liked my last phone. I didn't want to turn it in, but my wife wanted to upgrade, and I'm like, all right, I'll upgrade, I'll take this chance. Because that phone had 960 frames per second. So 960 frames per second is just pretty darn cool. But to keep a phone just for that, you know, I can find another reason somewhere else to do that. And phones are only going to upgrade more and more. But from what I've heard, you know, the S20 or whatever doesn't have that feature. So it was one of the reasons why I kept that phone for so long. All right, pause. You can still see where that car went over right there. Like, how dumb do you got to be to take a little car around the corner that fast in the snow? It was like a week ago. And he was just like sitting there in his car. He just looked so sad. I just actually busted out laughing. And I'm not a horribly mean guy, but I tried to see if they needed help, you know, see if possibly it was an old lady driving that car. So I rolled down the window and I'm looking at him. I look over, I was gonna say, hey, you all right? And he was just sitting there like so bummed, just staring off into the distance. All I could do was bust out laughing and keep on driving. Oh my God, I guess it's still funny to me. Alrighty, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this. I hope you see all of the clips that I've put together so that you can enjoy. Let me actually do a separate video so it'll help with the merge. I'm gonna stop this video.